All right, guys, thank you very much. We have several good questions here. Young Me says, what is the mark of the beast? What is the mark of the beast? Well, nobody really knows what that's going to be exactly, but the Lord gave us a description, Revelation 13, verse 16. He talked about through that chapter how that there's going to come a time in the tribulation period where if there's going to be some religious leader who's going to convince the world you have to worship the beast, and if you don't, then you can't buy or sell. And one of the ways that you show your loyalty and your worship for the beast is by getting a mark in it. And the King James Bible says in your right hand or forehead. A lot of the other modern versions say on your right hand or forehead, and that's significant. But it says in your right hand or in your forehead, and if you don't take that mark in your right hand or forehead, of course, then you won't be able to buy or sell, get a job, nothing like that. So that's what that is. Now, some people say it could be like an RFID chip in your hand. In your credit cards right now, there is a little chip that they have, and you used to swipe your card everywhere you went. Now you just insert your card and it reads a little chip there. That kind of stuff. That technology is already there to put that in your skin, and they've been doing that to dogs for years with RFID chips about the size of the grain of rice. I've even seen where they're doing that to people in nursing homes. They're putting that into their clothes so that people can't, if somebody were to, with Alzheimer's were to just wander out of the facilities and that does happen, then, they could find them with that chip, something like that. So we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we know that that's coming, and it's going to be in the tribulation period. I believe in the pre-tribulation rapture, and I don't believe I'll be here for that. So Andrew Aubrey says, so is the Catholic faith wrong? Well, how much time you got? Catholicism, if you go to 3 Adam 2, and you'll see our breakdown of what we believe the pagan trinity is, Semiramis, Tammuz, and Nimrod, and how that Nimrod died, and it became a religion that emphasized Semiramis and Tammuz, the Holy Mother, Divine Son, and how through time that just kind of took on different names. Semiramis' name in the Bible is Ashtaroth. That's her name. And then Tammuz is mentioned in Ezekiel chapter 8. And so that pagan religion actually has gone throughout time and history, and it manifests itself in many different ways today, but the main way that it manifests itself is through Roman Catholicism. And so, yes, if you want more information on that, go to 3 Adam 2, which is in our channel here, and you can go check that out. And then also, a wretch like me asks, what's the difference between Calvinism and Armenianism? Well, there's a lot there, and basically, I think Calvinism and Armenianism is a dichotomy that I don't even think really appears in the Bible. If you are a strict biblical, literal interpreter of the Bible, then I don't know if necessarily be either one of those. Now, each one of them is a 5-point system that describes certain things about the attributes of God. I forget what the one for Arminianism is, but the one for Calvinism is TULIP. And total depravity, unconditional election, limited atonement, irresistible grace, and perseverance of the saints is the 5 points of the tulip. And basically, there's main differences. One of the main differences is limited atonement. A person who's on the Reformed or Calvinistic side believes that Jesus only died for the elect, and he did not die for everybody. They say that, like when it says Jesus gave himself a ransom for all, they believe that means that he is a ransom for all the elect, not all people in general. And whereas an Arminian believes that Jesus died for all men so they could all potentially be saved. And to a Calvinist, that is a heretical statement. That is very, very, they don't like that at all. And so, and then Calvinism, also one of the things they believe in is total depravity, meaning that you're so wicked you could never even desire to be saved until God regenerates you. So until you're not even able to look to Christ until God regenerates you, and actually it's kind of like he regenerates you and then he gives you saving faith. So there's a lot there. I don't believe either one of them is scriptural, and I can actually articulate my points very clearly on, at least I think so, on why I'm neither. And so very good question there, and a lot of people have debated that for centuries, which brings me to my next question. Sheila Eddy says, what do you think about Pastor John Macarthur? Pastor John Macarthur. We'll get to him in just a minute. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about John MacArthur here in the next segment, but John MacArthur actually just had his church shut down today. He's been winning the legal battle against the Los Angeles County to have his church service open, and they actually just overturned that today, and they shut his church down again. But I think that they'll probably have church there. John MacArthur's he's not some arch heretic guy. I do have some differences with him, but I think John MacArthur is a very interesting man. I think he loves the Lord, and I think he does. I think on a lot of things he's really good. So Nicole LeBlanc says, can you explain the difference between Baptist beliefs and evangelical beliefs? Can you please tell me so I can know the truth? Well, an evangelical is just a generic term now for a Protestant person, one who is not Catholic. And evangelicals, and a lot of people misunderstand the word Baptist. You know, you have your modernists, your fundamentalists, you have your modernist, neo-evangelical, fundamentalist, and then you have your Baptists. Now, the Baptist people have always believed that the Baptist church, or whatever they want to call that Baptist people have always existed outside of Roman Catholicism. So the Reformers believe that they came out of the Catholic Church, whereas Baptist people don't claim to be Reformers because they never came out. And so basically that really is the big difference. Evangelicals largely consider themselves to be Protestant, whereas Baptist people do not. And so very good questions tonight, man. Those are some really good ones, heavy ones. So praise the Lord for that. And I want to encourage you again, for those who join our channel tonight, we're going to get a list of you guys, put you in a drawing, and before this broadcast is over, we will draw your name, and one of you guys will get a free copy of Calling Evil Good, the live Christian rock and roll. And so I want to encourage you with that. And so please consider joining our channel. It helps with a lot of the costs that we have. And then also every person who joins gets to be in on our Monday night live stream where we go verse by verse through the Bible, and that is a great blessing. So please consider that prayerfully. You can support our ministry through YouTube, and that'll be a wonderful help to us. Well, Alan Summers asked the question, what about Lauren Daigle backing Billie Eilish? What about Lauren Daigle backing Billie Eilish? That is actually a very interesting thing. I looked into that. I was going to do a video, but I decided against it. But basically, Lauren Daigle was doing an interview, and someone asked her, so, what's on your list that you're, since you're not traveling, you're sitting around listening to music, what do you listen to? And she gave a list of things, and one of them was Billie Eilish. And I wasn't surprised because I had her number 2 years ago. I knew what that woman was, and she's not a Christian. She's playing the facade of Christianity so that she can cross over into mainstream. And basically what she's doing, she's making friends of these mainstream pop singers and mainstream whatever. Billie Eilish is a demoniac. I mean, that girl is so eat up with demons. It is scary what that girl's into. We actually did a video on that not too long ago and dealt with that. So Billie Eilish is a terrible, terrible demoniac. Actually, I did a video called "Is Billie Eilish a demoniac?" And let's see here. Yeah, she's a big deal. And let's see here. This is the video right here that I did. And it's on our YouTube channel. It's actually doing really well. It's got 167,000 views and doing real well. So, but yeah, we lay out the case there, talk about what she is and what she's into, that type of stuff, and it's not good. So, but Lauren Daigle said, and I listened to her and I just love her energy, and just moved on. And I'm just like, but at the same time, Lauren Daigle's a modernist. Lauren Daigle's not a Christian. So disappointed, but not surprised. That's basically what I have to say about that. So Andrew Vagel says, what about Brian Welch? What about Brian Welch? You know who Brian Welch was? He was the lead guitarist for Korn. Oh, okay. And he apparently professed Christ and said, hey, I'm a born again Christian. Came out, quit doing. He got victory over some of his addictions and went around, started preaching in a lot of these liberal churches. It kind of concerned me, but I gave him some space and grace. And now he's right back into Korn, playing all that kind of raunchy music again, and
is he running around with Todd White?
He's like best buddies with Todd White too, and Todd White will go to backstage and go to the Korn concerts with him and talk about all those goth people and do healings and say, hey, we're going to ask Jesus to possess us. That's just evil. The way he words right? What's that?
Your 4 C's, right?
4 seeds?
4 C's.
Oh yeah, the 4. Okay, I couldn't hear you.
Sorry.
The C4 concept. C4. And but Brian Welch does that. Matter of fact, I got a note here. Here's the deal. you have to be real careful when these celebrities get saved. And because a lot of them, they're doing it for attention. Some of them are, and they're like these false converts. But Elvis Presley would do weird stuff like that. I actually was reading the other day. He was in a party where there was a lot of drugs going on, and he actually stopped the party. And he like Elvis would do drugs and read his Bible. And I mean, like the man was a mess. The guy was a total train wreck. Okay, and there was one time that it's recorded in several things. I checked it out as a story that a lot of people recorded. But they said he was in a big party, and he actually stopped the party and said, "Everybody stop. Whoa, I just learned something." He said, I was reading the Bible the other day, and I found out what God's name is. And everybody's like, okay. And he said, I was reading the Bible, Matthew 6, and it said, "Hallowed be thy name." That's the name of God. Did y'all know that?
Hallowed?
God's name is hallowed.
All right.
That's amazing.
That's amazing, man.
All right, let's go. Keep partying. And that, I mean, like, he did stuff like that. It was like, what?
And they're probably like, yeah.
What's wrong with you, man?
Right.
And it's like, whatever. Okay, but anyhow, but that's what, I mean, Elvis Presley did stuff like that a lot, and they just, but you got to realize that when these people get saved, you have to hold them to a biblical standard. Just they don't get a pass because they're rich and famous.
Right.
Okay. You have to hold them to a biblical standard just like anybody else. Okay. Let's do this. Here's another good question. Jenna Sangam Benny. She was actually the one that we're talking about this morning that was defending me. My favorite bodyguard. Amen. Do you read the Greek? No, I don't. Because not because there's anything wrong with the Greek, but I just don't, because there's plenty to deal with in the English, and so I may go read something, and the only way I'll do that is to use a strong concordance, but I don't get into the Greek real heavy. I just believe the King James Bible will work and get the job done, and there's a lot of good cross-referencing there. If you learn how to cross-reference the words in your English Bible, that will give you a lifetime of work right there. And so if you find the word grace and just go through the Bible, look for the word grace, or love, go through the Bible, that'll give you a lifetime of study right there. Sam says, your thoughts on Andersonville Bible College. If that's the one in Georgia that I'm thinking about, that's like a correspondence college, they seem to be okay. And I actually was trying to do some work with them a couple years ago. And so if that's the one I'm thinking about, that will be a good one. So Monica Bishop says, what are good sources to study about where the Baptist belief came from, since it did not come out of the Reformation? Well, I'll say this, and I'm not being a smart aleck when I say this. Please forgive me if it comes across that way. But a good source to study where Baptist beliefs come from, since they didn't come out of the Reformation, is the Bible. I'm not being a smart aleck when I say that, but if you take a Bible and put somebody into a room and have them read the Bible, they will come out a Baptist. Okay, that's what we believe, and there have always been a group of people. And one of the guys who believes this is named Charles Haddon Spurgeon, who believes what I'm about to tell you. Him and I agree on this subject, that what we call the Baptist people today have always existed since the time of Christ. We didn't come out of the Catholic Church. We were coming out of paganism before there even was a Catholic Church. Okay, so the group of people, although the name has changed throughout history, and although it may not be as prominent throughout history, there always has been a crowd of people who held to what we call Baptist distinctives, and those Baptist distinctives are found on our webpage, independentbaptist.church. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up for you guys so you guys can see it. But there always has been a group of people who have held to what are these Baptist distinctives that we have here. I'm going to pull it up right here on our screen. And these are Baptist distinctives, and the acronym BAPTISTS is what we've always used. Okay, the first one is the Bible is the authority, the autonomy of the local church. We're not answering to Rome or some denominational headquarters in Nashville. Okay, the autonomy of the local church is what we believe in. We also believe in the priesthood of the believer, meaning that I don't have to go to some priest to confess my sins. The two ordinances, baptism and the Lord's Supper, individual soul liberty, meaning that you cannot be held at gunpoint and made to confess your crimes like they did in the Salem witch trial. We don't believe in that type of stuff. Okay, well, you have the liberty to reject Christ if you want to. That's fine. Saved church membership. We don't believe in baptizing infants into the local church. And we don't believe that if you baptize an infant or sprinkle them, that makes them some sort of church member. Also, two offices, pastor and deacon. Those are the only two offices found in the New Testament. Okay, we don't believe in cardinals. We don't believe in archdioceses. We don't believe in popes, anything like that. We believe in the elder, the pastor, or the deacon. Okay, and then also there's a separation of church and state. Those are Baptist distinctives, and that the local church should not run the government, and that the government should not run the local church. Those things right there make you a Baptist. Now, there have been a lot of denominations that believe some of those, but if you truly grip all of those distinctives right there, then congratulations, you are a Baptist. And a great book on that is America in Crimson Red by James Beller. That'll tell you a lot of good, interesting stuff. You ought to look that up there on Amazon or so. I don't even know if that is on Amazon. And yeah, just hand that over here. I'll show it to everybody. But American Crimson Red, this has been one of the great books that has ever been written on this subject about the American Baptist people and things like that. I want to try to plug this for them because these are good folks. Brother Beller actually went to heaven a few years ago, and probably about 7 years ago now, and wrote this book, American Crimson Red. If you ever get a chance to, go look this book up, find this book, get this book. This book will change your life. So, very good question. That's why we believe in being a Baptist. And so, very good stuff. So, one last question right here. Moni Barker says, can you do a video about Halloween since it's coming up?
Not dressing up in a costume, Spencer.
You don't want me to dress up?
No.
What should I dress up as?
Spencer Smith on YouTube.
I think I'll do that. I'm going to dress up as a guy. Yeah, I'm just going to dress up as a guy with the Bible. That'll be good. Actually, this to the lost world, this right here
is Halloween.
Is the scariest thing that you could ever imagine. So, and actually, I thought about dressing up like a crazy buffoon because I've actually got a Hillary sign in my closet there, and I thought about just dressing up like that, just walking around like, hey,
you could pull off Joel Osteen. Everyone loved your impersonation.
They loved that.
Oh, they said it was.
Yes. They said, friend, God has a plan. He has a plan. And he's always blinking. Right. You know, it's like, God has a plan for you.
It's those bright
lights. It's so amazing what God has for you. It's so good. My voice is kind of worn out right now. But, hey guys, your friend Spencer here. Thank you so much for watching this video. We pray that it was a blessing to you. I want to encourage you, every Thursday night we have a live stream at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on this channel. Every week we'll deal with things that happen in the news. We'll do question and answer time. We'll do giveaways, and many times we've been able to have live singing here on this channel, and you don't want to miss it. The Lord has blessed tremendously. We have a lot of people who listen from all over the world. So 9 o'clock every Thursday night, Eastern Standard Time, 9:00 p.m. here on this channel, and we'd love to see you guys there. And God bless you, friend. Thank you very much. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you again soon. God bless you guys. Hey guys, your friend Spencer here. A couple years ago, the Lord laid on my heart to do some research into the contemporary Christian music world, and I was astounded at what I found. I just found so many unbelievably unbiblical things, even some demonic things that were happening. And the Lord led me to put all that into a book form, and this is the book we have written, Calling Evil Good, the Live Christian Rock and Roll. And as far as books that are dealing with the negative and the dangerous aspects of contemporary Christian music, this book right now is the #1 seller as of the time of the recording of this video. And so we want to put this out there, let you know about this book. This book will be shipped to your front door by Amazon, and we've had so many good reports from all over the world, really, of people saying that, man, this book really opened up my eyes to the truth of this entire industry. And we deal with people like Hulk Hogan, Britney Spears, Beyonce, Amy Grant, Alice Cooper, Elvis Presley, Larry Norman, R. Kelly, Puff Daddy, and all the record companies really all together. We deal with the whole big spectrum. So get your copy today. There's a link in the description below, and I know this book will help you understand the issue better and understand why this is an issue. So God bless you, friend. Hope you enjoyed the book. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and look forward to many good updates with you in the future. God bless you.